there, Gemini, and welcome to your March 2018 relationship and singles reading. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into the reading. No, I'm not. I'm gonna thank you for watching, okay, whether it's your first time or you're a return viewer or subscriber. So thank you for joining me, and now I'm gonna jump right into your reading. Okay, this reading is going to focus on the energies of two people. So it's going to be the other person's energy, and then no, I'm doing it wrong. This will be the other person's energy, and this is your energy, okay, Gemini? And then in the middle will be the significator, what's going on between the two of you, okay? So that's the first card I'm gonna pull, and we get the Strength card. All right. Next card I'm going to pull is your rational view of this situation, or their rational view of this relationship. And we get the Three of Swords in the reverse. Okay. Then we're going to pull how they feel, okay, about this situation. And this is their emotions. We get the Ace of Wands in the reverse also. I'll reverse for you. Okay. Then the next card we pull is going to represent their stance. So this is their external stance is what they're showing right now. And we got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Next card is going to represent your external stance of what you're showing, Gemini. Get the Knight of Swords in reverse. Okay. Next card represents your emotional stance. We've got the Six of Wands in reverse. Gosh, Gemini, what is going on here? And the next card represents your rational thought, how you see the situation, and we get Justice. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start with how you guys are looking at this from a rational viewpoint, okay? So right now, actually we're going to start with the middle. Let's start about right now. Strength card is representing your current situation. And with the Strength card, there's two possibilities here. Either you guys are going through some type of courting stage, okay, some type of stage where you guys are focusing on the romance and the passion. Looking at these other cards, I don't believe that. Okay, not to say that it's not impossible, but if that's what's happening, you guys are really, you're both putting on a show, or you're both really trying. So I think this looks like the reading of two people who are trying to make something work that neither one of you really thinks necessarily that it might work, or maybe one of you thinks it might work and the other one is not sure at all. The Strength card can also represent someone trying to tame a lion. So it's like one of you guys is trying to tame or convince the other one that this situation is a viable situation, okay? Now, why do I say that? I'm looking at your rational energies, okay? So they are looking at this situation through the eyes of the Three of Swords in the reverse, okay? So what they see, or what they're thinking, is that it's time to let go of past hurt, okay? Or it will take some time to get over past hurt. They recognize that, if things have happened in, between the two of you in the past, it's going to take some time for that to heal, okay? But also it could be that they recognize that the both of you may have had indiscretions, okay? So if you're in that type of a situation, the other person is being really realistic right now, and they're like, look, I know that we've been through some things together. That's how they're looking at it rationally, okay? Now, we can go ahead and what do we want to do with this? We're going to move on to the Ace of Wands, okay? And the Ace of Wands in the reverse is a lack of energy, okay? It's a lack of motivation. It's a lack of enthusiasm for the relationship. So right now, emotionally, even if their emotions are engaged, their passion is not engaged, okay? So that's why when I looked at the Strength card and, the meaning of courting and romance and passion, if that is the case, then this person is surely faking it, because inside they don't feel the passion and they don't feel the motivation, okay? It's like They have no energy. They may not even be interested in sex. All right, that's where they're at with that Ace of Wands. It's like, you know what? I'm not really even feeling it. So they might be just going through the motions right now. Okay. Um, moving on now to what they're putting on. What face are they showing? And we've got the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune, they may be exhibiting that they're unsure, they're uncertain about this relationship, okay? So they might be very skeptical, or they might change, they might fluctuate. One day they may be really, positive about things moving forward, and the next day they may not think that it can move forward. They may be speculative about it. They may be trying to make things work and optimistic about the situation at times, but at other times, not so much, okay? Um, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clarify their position. And, I kind of did this wrong because I wanted to go back and forth, what they're feeling versus what you're feeling, but we'll just keep going around. So actually, no, I'll come to you. I'll do your cards and then I'll pull the clarifiers for the whole reading. All right, so your external stance right now, where they are ambivalent about the situation and trying to be optimistic about things, you're a little bit less optimistic, Gemini, okay? With this Knight of Wands, I'm sorry, this Knight of Swords here in reverse, you're possibly being a little bit immature about the situation. You're coming across kind of arrogant even, or maybe just very uncaring, okay? You're not really showing any type of feelings towards the situation at all. And if you do, they're not the most positive of feelings, okay? You're just like, whatever, man, okay? Whatever you say. If that's not the case for you, Gemini, then something is definitely bothering you, and you're making it very known that whatever is going on with this person, you're bothered by it, okay? So if they're trying to fool you into thinking that, this relationship has some potential, you don't believe it, you're actually letting them know, because you're like, I'm not buying it, okay? How you feel emotionally, we get the Six of Wands in the reverse, okay? So emotionally, you don't have any passion for this situation either, or your passion is stagnant towards the situation, okay? With the Six of Wands in reverse, you're feeling very deep insecurity towards the situation. You're feeling unappreciated, and you might be even sad about the fact that things are not that you're disappointed in this whatever is going on between the two of you. Okay, now how you're looking at it rationally is justice. So in your mind, you may see that, you two might benefit from some sort of friendship. Okay, with the justice card, you might be even focusing on the friendship, and maybe that's why there is a lack of passion between you guys. But justice represents, focusing on the friendship, like friends to lovers type situation. It focuses on equality in the union and equal union, and weighing the pros and cons. So you may be weighing the pros and cons of the situation and seeing, is this something that can work going forward, right? And they it's almost like you rationally, you guys, even though it seems like it's far apart, you might be on the same page, okay? They're being realistic. Maybe they're a little bit more realistic about the situation than you're being, or maybe they're not being realistic, because if there have been some really hurtful things that have gone on between you, maybe you realize that, what, at the best, there's a friendship here, or, we have to get things back to a point where there's balance, and we're being fair with each other, where they're maybe being a little unrealistic and thinking that it's just going to take some time to get over either what they did to you, or what you've done to them, or what you've done to each other. Okay? Now, emotionally, neither one of you are really feeling any passion in this situation, right? So let's go ahead and pull some clarifiers to see what's going on. Okay, so they, in their rational situation, they get the Ten of Cups in the reverse. So it's almost like they feel like someone's taking the situation for granted, okay? With the Ten of Cups in the reverse, it's like there's a possibility of happiness here, if only, right? And that's if, selfishness ends, if the arrogance ends, if you spend this is like spending too much time thinking about the relationship and not actually doing anything to make the relationship, good again. You're in your head, all right? So they may be totally in their head about this situation, but their emotions are not flowing, right? They're thinking about the relationship. We can go ahead and clarify this Ace of Wands in reverse. And we get the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. And let me tell you, like, I shuffle my cards every reading. I don't keep my cards in any particular order. So the fact that all of these cards are coming out reverse is just, you can't avoid whatever story's going on here. And we get the Queen of Pentacles in reverse here. And I would be remiss if I didn't note that, in the Gemini reading, here we have a Capricorn card. But, let's not dwell. Right? You guys who know what I'm talking about, you'll get it, and we'll just move on from there. But the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse in this person's emotional sector. So there's not only a lack of passion, but there's a lack of understanding coming from this person, okay? The love may be lacking as well, especially if they're in this because they feel like they can benefit from you financially. So Gemini, you want to be careful, because if this person is just trying to work things out for you for a reason other than love, if you're not in it for love, then that's fine. But if you're in the situation for love, then you want to be very careful, because if it is a situation where someone's trying to tame the lion, it's almost like they're trying to tame you for whatever purposes, for whatever it's going to be advantageous towards them, okay? Whatever advantage they're gonna get by being with you. Because, you know, I've been I hate it. Okay, I have to do it. The Gemini reading, the Gemini love reading, going back and forth for a while, there's been a situation, and there's been a certain connection with Geminis and Capricorns, and I feel like there was a lack of emotion for the most part of 2017. Like, there were a lot of swords, there were a lot of pentacles, but there weren't a lot of of cups, right? And here, even in this reading, there aren't really any cups except for the Ten of Cups in reverse, and that's not what you want either. So it's almost like, is it a situation where maybe at one point, there was some type of passion between the two of you? You guys had a lot of chemistry, but now that chemistry is lacking, and what brought you guys together initially is no longer there, but somehow you guys are still trying to stay together. Okay, because here, this person, the Queen of Pentacles and the Ace of Swords in the reverse, no passion, no nurturing, no understanding. So it's like, why are you trying? Why are you even thinking that this can work? And why are you pretending? Well, not really pretending, but sometimes you're pretending, okay? Sometimes you're like, yeah, this can definitely work. And other times you're like, yeah, I'm not sure. So it's like, what are you in it for? Okay? Go ahead and clarify their external stance. And we get the Death card in reverse. So it's almost like they're trying to prevent the inevitable. Okay? Death card represents endings, represents change and transformation. But in the reverse, it's like it's not a breakup yet. You kind of think it might be a breakup, but it's just not happening yet. Okay, go ahead and clarify your external position, and we got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So you're not even really showing any emotions right now, Gemini. You definitely are just like, look, I really don't know. Like, you're really showing, if you are showing any emotions, they're not positive, okay? You're just like, you don't have anything to give to the situation, okay? And I feel like you are the one that's really like, why don't we just be friends? Because obviously you can sense that there's no passion here, okay? There's no passion coming from either one of you. This person's in their head all the time, so you probably don't even know where their head is at. So you're just like, friendship? How about that? Can we do that? Can we try to get some balance here at least? Because we can't do anything with the situation the way it currently is. We go ahead and clarify your emotions. Gemini, you get the Two of Cups in the reverse. So, the Two of Cups, you feel like there's a lack of love here. Or there's a lack of love coming from you. Okay, I'm sorry it took such a long pause, but it's disappointment, and you feel like there's probably even a lack of chemistry between the two of you. You're probably not even really turned on by this person. Okay, so maybe it's a situation where maybe it's not that, they are not attracted to you, but there's no sex happening here. And so emotionally, that's affecting them. Okay, let's go ahead and clarify your rational position, Gemini. And we get the Seven of Swords in the reverse. So you feel like you have to either defend yourself, or you're being very defensive in this situation, or maybe this person is wearing you down. Okay, maybe, you're offering this friendship as just something because this person is like, we have to have some type of situation. Or, you're trying to work with whatever optimism because they're refusing to let this go. So okay, fine, we don't have to let it go completely, but, how about friendship, Other people might be, trying to figure out why you're in this situation with this Seven of Swords in reverse. Okay, so, it's almost like you're at a point where you're ready to admit defeat also. Okay, so there's a few things it could be. It could be either this person wearing you down, with you guys in this pretend courtship and this person not wanting to let go of the situation, or, you're admitting defeat, that really this is not really going to be able to work out between the two of you. Okay, Gemini, so that is your relationship reading. Um, yeah, this is, it's interesting because, like, I'm looking at it and it's like, even if we were to turn some of these reversals around, um, it still kind of works out to be the same thing. Even if you turn it around and there's sex, somebody still wants this situation to end, or one person still doesn't want this situation. Okay, so now let's go ahead and let's do a reading for our singles. And I'm going to pull 4 cards in this reading from my other deck. And the first card is going to focus on what you expect in relationships, okay? Second card is going to be the why you expect that. The third card is going to be a card representative of what you get because of what you expect. And then the last card will be suggestion or advice on how to, kind of improve your situation. So the first card we get is the Page of Cups in the reverse. Okay, so with the Page of Cups in reverse, that represents, emotional imbalance. So you expect, relationships to be turbulent. You expect relationships to be very dramatic, have a lot of emotions all over the place, okay? Or you expect people who are, you expect to deal with people who are emotionally unbalanced, either one way or another. Maybe they're too emotional, or maybe they're not emotional enough. They don't ever show their emotions, okay? Now, why is it that you expect that? And we get the Knight of Pentacles. So with the Knight of Pentacles, you may be slow to commit, okay? And maybe, that methodical pace that you have is frustrating to the people that you attract. Okay, or maybe the fact that you're not quite ready to commit to someone. You're not ready to settle down all the way. You're working on it. You can be devoted to a person when you're with them, but as far as being, giving them that ultimate commitment, you're very slow to do that. You're very picky also. The Knight of Pentacles is a very picky person. All right, they don't rush into relationships like the other knights do. All right, the other knights rush in. The Knight of Swords is whirlwind romance. The Knight of Cups wants to be your Prince Charming and sweep you off your feet. The Knight of Wands is just doing whatever he can to get you however he wants. The Knight of Pentacles is just like, let's take our time. I'm not in any rush. I don't even know if I like you. I don't even know if you're my type, to be honest. So that type of position will kind of attract people who have issues also. And that, I don't want to say issues, but the kind of people that you attract are going to be thrown off emotionally by that demeanor. Okay, so the next card is going to represent what you've been getting in your relationships. And we get the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Okay, so a lot of disappointments. And just very clear, Ten of Swords reverse or an upright, it's just a lot of disappointments, a lot of situations where you feel betrayed, a lot of adultery, because maybe you get bored in these situations, or because people feel like they're not getting what they want from you, then they go out and get it from somebody else. Okay, so the next card represents what you can do to kind of fix this situation. And we have the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Wands in the reverse. So the Ten of Wands in reverse is about releasing your burdens, right? It's basically like if there's anything heavy on your heart or heavy on your mind that's holding you back in your relationships, you have to let it go. Okay, you have to release the things that are unnecessary. You have to release your fears. You can't, let fear hold you back. You can't let worry hold you back. You can't do everything in the relationship either. Okay, you can't be the person to do everything in the relationship. So here, even though you may be the Knight of Cups, if you are always tracking Page of Cups type situation, you are the more stable and steady and secure person. Doesn't matter whether this person's a page. Okay, pages tend to be the least mature of the court cards as far as emotional maturity, right? So emotionally immature, unstable, you're stable. Okay, especially with your finances. Okay, so maybe your emotions aren't forthcoming, but financially, you're the more stable person. So you attract instability, and then you wind up being the person that's doing everything in a relationship. So, in order to make sure that you have a fair situation, you have to sit back and allow other people to see who they are. And yes, you are the Knight of Pentacles and you are picky, but there's I'm Jamaican and we have a saying, sometimes you pick until you get shit, right? So it's like you pick, and then sometimes you pick somebody and they're just totally the wrong person for you. Okay, so the Three of Wands is, oh, you know what? I made a mistake. Oh, look at that. You guys caught me in a mistake. I said the Ten of Wands. This is the Three of Wands. Okay. All right. So that changes it. So totally the pick until you get shit still stands, but about releasing your burdens and your fears, I really do apologize. Let that go. The Ten of Wands is about waiting. Okay, it's waiting for something to happen, and that can definitely coincide with this Knight of Pentacles energy. So it's almost like you sit back waiting for things to happen, waiting for the other person to do something, and it's usually never anything that you want. Okay, because what you keep getting is the Ten of Swords. So the Three of Wands is like, look, stop waiting around for this perfect person to come to you. Stop waiting for other people to do things. Go after what it is that you want, okay? Be more clear about what you want in your relationships and your situations, and don't just sit back and wait to see what comes to you. Go out and meet and mingle with the types of people that you actually want to be in a relationship with. All right, guys? I think it was this Ten of Swords that threw me off, so I just was calling this a 10, but it's the Three of Wands. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so that is your singles reading. I hope this resonated with you at all. If it did, guys, you can definitely let me know in the comments. Let me know in the email. If you'd like a more personalized reading, then you can definitely contact me. All my information is in the description bar below. My email, divinelovetarot@gmail.com. It's been scrolling on the bottom of your screen. You can contact me that way. I have an icon with an eye of how you can also obtain readings from me. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope to hear from you soon. Bye, Gemini.